Big trust, big trust, big trust.
And welcome to Detroit. Welcome to Little Caesars Arena. Well, for the 18th time, Michigan State and Oakland will be pairing off. And even though MSU is 17-0 in this series, there have been some incredible games and just near misses by the Golden Grizzlies to actually beat the Spartans.
Watch out for Oakland today. I'm a little nervous about this one. Michigan State has to show up, has to play really hard to get this one.
Henry off the turnover. That's more what Tom Izzo would like to see from Aaron Henry. Here's Winston around a screen. Winston bangs a three, the Detroit native at his home city. Winston in transition again. Arns from Kithier for three.
Oh, it's just beautiful. That's the way transition's supposed to be run.
Good work by Kithier on the offensive glass, though. Michigan State starting to feast down low. 4 offensive rebounds for the Spartans already. And a takeaway as Kithier punches it ahead. Tillman to Brown for the throwdown. Connor George rattles it a three for the corner. Oakland cannot get anything going in the paint as Brechting misfires again. 12 in a row for Michigan State. Kithier has had a great first half.
You got on offensive rebounding numbers right now. This Michigan State team has really gotten whatever they wanted on the offensive glass.
7 offensive rebounds for the Spartans. Xavier Tillman, 4 points, 7 rebounds in an impactful half. Marcus Bingham steps out and buries a three.
Love it. Love that part of his game.
Henry. Yes. Xavier Tillman with a right-hand hammer. And an 8-0 run to start the half. Tillman. What a find. What a cut by Brown and a slam. Just so impressed at the way that Tillman has impacted his game, even when he's not shooting. Bingham from Cassius Winston. Foster Lawyer with a three. Hoiberg. Oh, that was pretty. Jack Hoiberg with a scoop. Washington to Hall for the ultimate throwdown.
And this game has come and gone. This is the 18th time these guys have met, and this is probably one of the more lopsided versions of this series, as MSU now goes 18-0 against Oakland and wins this one here this afternoon, 72-49.
I've never known anything but here, so it's going to be different going up there in Michigan, figuring out what certain things are happening there and like how does like campus life work, and then being on my own. Pretty much I've never been on my own, so it's just going to be different to see how that is. I have a younger sister, Chandler, and mom and dad, you know, we're pretty close. It's going to be weird like leaving them next year and not being able to see them immediately and all that. But, you know, we got to figure it out, and they're having a rough time right now, too, with me leaving. I am, even though I'm not really showing it so much. Well, at first, they were kind of scared because I told them I wanted to get out of Texas. They didn't know I wanted to go on the other side of the country. It was definitely different for them to know that, but they know a little bit of Michigan State, a little bit about Coach Izzo, and when we went up there, they learned a whole lot, and they were really committed with me going there, and they were all for it, so I'm glad that they supported that.
Michigan State has taken control. The winner shares the Big Ten title with Purdue. Oh, the stuff for Tillman off the hand of Winston. This place has just been magical. Boston.
My official visit was a big factor in that. Going up there and seeing them play Michigan on senior night and doing like a Big Ten regular season title, it was just huge, and the atmosphere there was crazy, and you know, I loved it. And I knew after the game I had to commit, and so I made sure I let Coach know the next day, and it was just a great day after that.
I think it's going to be a good fit because he really is about the relationship with his teammates. He really cares about that. He's a good teammate. He looks out for his teammates. Half of his junior year he was hurt, and he never drew attention to himself that he wasn't able to play. He cheered really hard for his teammates. He picked people up. I think that really had a lot to do with how he was able to lead and saw that he could have an impact even when he wasn't playing. He cares about other people and cares about the relationships that go into the teams. The thing that's special about Julius is he's very, very confident, but he's very, very humble too. So I think there's an element of, I can do this, but I know I have to get better. There's a let's see attitude, and I think that let's see attitude is going to drive him. But anytime you go up levels, there's going to be an adjustment level. It's hard to take credit for a kid who's talented and motivated, and they get out there and do the work. So I think we run a pretty tight ship here, but I don't think he's been challenged like he's about to be.
I'm very nervous and excited. I'm not too worried about getting yelled at or anything. I've been used to that. I can take that. But just trying to figure out how I fit in is like the biggest thing. And going to coach's zone, playing for him, that's huge, and that's one of those lifelong dreams of mine. Just playing for a great coach like that, Hall of Fame coach, and the fact that I get to do that is just great. Everyone's been talking to me about using my time wisely as far as getting in the classroom and then making time to work out, and then also time for socializing, like prioritizing that very well is going to be a big task for me, but I'm working on it and getting better, so that's a big thing for me. I have a great family right now, and I'm hoping from what I've talked to them about, they have similar values as me, and hopefully I go in next year and create a new family that I love just as much as my own.
SG is sold out. We got Michigan State and Kentucky.
Are you serious? Number 1 and number 2 to kick off the season. I'm like a kid in a candy store, man. This is unbelievable.
Like going in a game, I'm like looking around in the crowd. I'm like, wow, I'm in Madison Square Garden, mecca of basketball. That's, every basketball player dreams of playing there. And I'm playing there in my first college game. I can't really describe it, but it's just one of those, goosebumps just walking in the game and then realizing, I got to play a basketball game now. This is just wow. And, I texted my mom and dad afterwards, like right after the game, just telling them, I got in, I played, the arena's crazy. This is just weird, I don't know how to explain it, but, I love it. And, they just text me back and just, very positive. Always, it's only the beginning. You're going to have more memories here. And to see that I'm doing this now and playing here, it's a blessing, honestly. I got here and then went straight to my dorm, saw that I was rooming with Malik for the summer, and it was just like, oh wow, I'm really in college now. I'm really here in Michigan, and and I'm like far away from my family, and I got to do this all on my own. The training camp was pretty fun as far as the weightlifting challenges and getting better each day, and just bonding with the guys all summer. The most challenging part was probably adjusting to the schedule for the most part, because high school I went from maybe lifting twice a week to here we're lifting like 4 times a week sometimes, and on top of practices, and that was really tough for me at the beginning. I didn't know how to deal with it, and luckily I talked to the guys and they're like, yeah, no, we went through the same thing, so you're gonna be fine. Just keep sticking with it, and it'll become normal for you.
Julius Marble, those are his first points as a Michigan State Spartan. The freshman from Dallas, Texas, puts it in with a left hand.
He got to the rim.
Whoa, speaking of getting to the rim, Lawyer up top. And Julius Marble with a one-handed flush.
For being honest, I've done that before, so it didn't feel like any different than that. Everyone made it a big deal because it was a pretty cool dunk. Looking back on it, looking at the crowd going crazy, Cash on the bench, like, oh my gosh, just seeing all the guys do that was probably better than the actual dunk. Took me out and he just pulled me to the side and he's just like, great dunk, but you didn't get up on that ball screen, this and that. That just shows you that, they're just trying to get the best out of you, and, they'll compliment you on doing great things like that, but they also want you to show your best self on the court. So I'm glad he did that to keep me in check a little bit. Playing for Tom Izzo, it's been great, honestly. He's exactly what they said that he was going to be, and, I wanted that. I wanted someone who's going to be on you and get the best out of you, and I'm glad that he's been doing that for me so far.
We're always looking for our kind of guys, OKGs we call them. And Julius Marble's our kind of guy. He's bright, he's tough, He works, he cares. I think you're gonna see Julius Marble like an Andre Hudson of the past, like an Elena Gagne, where guys that come in a little gruffer, but have the toughness and the work ethic and the intelligence to become great. And I think you're gonna see a great player before he leaves.
I feel like what I need to do as far as getting us to that ultimate goal is just keep doing my role and keep doing my job. That's the biggest thing that they told me. There's always little goals that we want to get to as well, winning regular season, Big Ten, and then Big Ten tournament, and then winning the Natty. Like, there's steps to it. There's a process, and we understand that. And I think everyone in the locker room understands you got to take it game by game, and can't win a national championship without winning the games necessary for it.
This kid is a very good student. Been raised really well. Time management's not a problem. Strength and size at 6'8", 230, 225, whatever he is. He's got enough strength and enough size for me. The speed of the game has been something he's had to adjust to, and the game gets quicker. You got to think it quicker, you got to react quicker. But he was really well coached in high school, really well coached, and he was really well raised. So all those things make a big difference for Julius. He came from the high school of Jordan Spieth. So I said his goal should be to make that the high school of Julius Marble.
I worked at Munn over the summers. Been a different experience. Learned to work with different tools you don't usually work with on a daily basis and become a little bit of a handyman. Working on the rink and maintaining the rink that you play at. It's an experience.
Kim, he's videoing. Will you please? Oh, yeah. Logan, just move.
I'm from Newport, Michigan. Grew up a pretty normal life. Played hockey, baseball, soccer, football for a year. Family of 4, me, my 2 brothers, and my older sister. Both my brothers played hockey also.
We didn't bring him straight home from the hospital. He went from the hospital to one of my brother's hockey games. First place he was in the ice rink.
Hectic. Best word to describe it was hectic. His mom was going one way, I was going the other way.
Hi, Logan.
Trying to keep them all straight was pretty crazy at times.
We've left kids at the rink before. Should I say Lance has left kids at the rink before.
Well, when he first started, it was terrible. He couldn't skate. He's embarrassing himself out there. He can't be having any fun. But it's all he wanted to do was play hockey.
My uncle played pro in Europe, and that was what ultimately attracted me to play hockey. I saw him play, and I fell in love with the game. I started to play, and ever since then, there was no turning back.
About the age of 11 or 12, he started blossoming. He didn't want anything for Christmas but hockey gear. He didn't want anything but a ball and a stick. He didn't watch cartoons like a normal kid. All he wanted to do was watch Wayne Gretzky's videos. And at that point, I just got this feeling that, okay, let's go with him. Let's see what he can do. And as long as that's what he wanted, we stoked that fire. There was a lot of times that coaches didn't want him. He was small. He's always been a small kid. But every time he got cut, he would come home and he'd go downstairs and grab his hockey stick and the pucks and shoot and work 10 times harder.
Mainly I played AA. Every couple of years I would jump up and play a year AAA, but it was really expensive. Grew up a pretty blue-collar family. Dad did real estate when we were younger, and then once the economy crashed, then he cleaned foreclosed houses. Really anything to let us kids do what we wanted to do. They were scraping together anything possible, and we had to have a pretty serious talk about hockey because it's such an expensive sport. He told me that it was going to be really tough to continue to play, and I might have to quit.
One of the hardest things I've ever done. I think he was maybe 13. He had just started to really blossom. I had just lost my job. The company that I had worked for owed me quite a bit of money, and they went out of business, so I wasn't seeing it. That put us really in a big bind. To sit there and talk to a 13-year-old about, possibly giving up his dream It was hard. It was really hard.
It was emotional. You never want to tell your kid they can't do something, but you talk to them, and then when you figure out a way, you make it happen. And it's always rewarding when you see them working that much harder when they know something's difficult for the family.
Looking back at it, you know, nowadays I would probably tell them, be like, you know what, it's all right. And I was probably really immature about it, and you know, didn't really think about their situation and how tough it was for them to come to me and tell me that, you know, it was going to be hard for me to continue to play, especially with two other brothers playing. Didn't put myself in their shoes.
I try to raise my children to understand that, you know, no matter what, honesty will overcome everything. I couldn't take hockey away from them without talking to them first. Without honesty, we have no relationship. So, you know, I wanted to teach them that.
They scraped just enough together for me to continue to play, and gave me a little extra motivation to, you know, put in some extra work, and, you know, show them that it was my true love, that I wanted to, you know, make it as far as I could and do it for them.
Stretch pass, onside, Lambdin walks in, shot, score!
Michigan State was really late. I was 20 years old, playing in juniors. It was kind of toss up between a couple schools until I came to campus. It was hard to turn down.
He was dead set. This is what he wanted to do. We were in the interview with the coach, and I'm looking at my phone, and he had other colleges calling him, and I'm showing it to him. He goes, nope, this is what I want. I'm like, okay.
Ultimately, the sacrifice of everything my parents did for me, it all paid off in the end. I fell in love with it.
He always said, he goes, Mom, I'm gonna make it big. Mom, this is what I'm gonna do. Logan has a great work ethic. He knows what he has to do, he puts his mind to it, and he gets it accomplished.
For a guy who's 5'8", you know, he's not afraid to throw his body around. I'll see him limping and hunched over a little bit because he sold it out there. Something that he's always had to do all his entire life is play against bigger guys.
Right in front, Lambdin takes it off the skate, forcing Robson to make a save and cover it.
This program has helped me mature, mentally grow up, and learn to be mature for the younger guys coming in, teach them, you know, the new ways that we're trying to grow the culture around here. Just being around older to younger guys throughout the years, it's really helped me mature as a player and a human.
He's not the little boy he used to be. It makes me feel like I listen to my mom. I learned something from her, and I'm passing it on to him. He's becoming a man, and I'm proud of him for that.
Michigan State, Zach Osborne, Logan Lambdin shoots, scores! Overtime game winner, Logan Lambdin.
My work ethic is revolved around what my parents have done just so I can be here. They've sacrificed so much of their life choices that he's sacrificing daily just so my brothers can continue to play. And that's what he's, you know, instilled in me, that I have to treat every day like it's my last and continue to work.
Final try here with the advantage. Logan Lambdin. Nodler centers, they score! Logan Lambdin. It's a power play goal, and Michigan State has their first lead of the night.
You always want the best for your children, and you know there's a small percentage of them that get to play at the elite level. For all the adversity that he's gone through playing hockey and athletics, for him to achieve what he has, a dream come true.
There, Spartans get a stick on it and knock it high out to center ice. Drops right in front of Logan Lambdin, driving in from the right wing. Goal for Michigan State! Logan Lambdin, what a snipe from the right circle. We're tied.
My dream for him was to get his college degree. He's doing that for me. That's all I can ask for.
I'm beyond proud of Logan. You know, I might not always say it, but I am. I love him very much, and I'm extremely proud of him. I'm dreading senior day. I am dreading it.
In the end, I feel like college has been everything I could imagine and everything they could want in me. I feel like playing college hockey is everything that could have come from it, and getting a degree, getting engaged. This is everything that could have prepared me for what's to come in my future.
And the winner of the 2019 Burlsworth Trophy from Michigan State, Kenny Willekes.
I'm humbled and honored to stand before you today to accept this award. First off, I'd like to thank God, for without him, none of this would be possible. None of the skills and talents I would have, none of that would be possible. I'd also like to start off by thanking Marty for this opportunity, thanking Vicky, the whole Burlsworth family for making us feel welcome, and it really has been truly hospitality this week. And I'd also like to say thank you to the Rotary Club for making this all happen. Without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. Continuing on, first off, I'd like to talk about Brandon. Brandon set the bar of what a walk-on should truly be. He was a special person. Being able to watch that movie last night truly opened my eyes to see what a special person he is. Not only was he a great football player on the field, but he was truly a great football player off the field. He truly impacted everyone else around him, and that is much bigger than the game of football. So to be able to carry on his legacy, I'm extremely thankful and grateful for that. I would like to recognize the two other finalists here with me, Ashton Davis and Rodrigo Blankenship. It's been a privilege to get to know these two. I know, just like me, they put in the hours, they put in the work, and they both had incredible careers. So to be joined here by you two is an honor as well. Like I said, I grew up in a large family, 4 boys, 4 girls, and my parents, from beginning early age, instilled into me the faith, hard work, and putting others before myself. My dad, like I said before, is a cardiothoracic surgeon, so he would spend hours at the hospital, whether he's flying out and harvesting lungs, harvesting hearts, and then he would come home and take care of me, take care of my 7 siblings, and he always made sure to put us first, no matter how hard he was working. So I learned hard work from him. And then selflessness, I learned from my mother. She gave up everything, all her dreams, everything she wanted to do in her life. She gave that up to stay at home and take care of 8 kids and raise 8 kids. So the one thing she always taught me is, too much is given, much is expected. And that's something she always taught me on, to put others first, and I'm thankful for that. Coming out of high school, I had 0 Division I offers, like these men up here. Never talked to a high school Division I coach. So for Coach D'Antonio to give me this opportunity, for him to give me a scholarship, spring of 2017, he gave me the scholarship in front of the team, and that's something I'll never forget. My teammates cheering for me and Coach D'Antonio giving me that opportunity. Just speaking to what type of man he is, Coach D'Antonio took me into his office multiple times, freshman, sophomore year. Most head coaches don't even know who the walk-on is, but he would take me into his office and sit me down and talk to me about life and what it truly means to be a man. So for that, I'm forever grateful to him. Throughout this journey, I've learned many life lessons. Many things, many people have impacted me. My grandparents, my beautiful grandparents are here today. I have plenty of family back home, coaches, plenty of people watching back home, so I'm thankful to them for watching. But the biggest thing I learned is to persevere through the hard times. Life's not always going to go the way you want it to. There's going to be ups and downs. It's going to be a roller coaster. But the most important thing is, if you're able to bring a work ethic and bring a positive attitude each and every day, those are the 2 things that you can control. You will not only be great and accomplish many great things, but you will also impact the people around you, and that is the most important thing. So to me, being a walk-on is much more than football. It's about being a man in your daily life, whether you're a husband, a coach, a wife, a daughter. It's going the extra mile above and beyond in everything you do in life. And so I think being a walk-on is a mentality. I feel like being a walk-on is a very special person. I'm surrounded by special people in this room. So thank you. I'm forever grateful, and it's an honor.